Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. I know I butchered that. Merry Christmas. Y'all not in the holiday spirit? Then I don't know what to tell you. Peace and shalom, family. This is your brother DivineProspect, Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. We back at you with another Freestyle Friday. Technically, it is Saturday. It is Christmas. And so many of y'all right now are sitting right next to that fireplace with your stockings hanging, filled with candy, with milk and cookies set out aside for Santa Claus. All right? Sipping on some eggnog and watching this show. And it's okay. Some of y'all probably saw this thumbnail, got a little bothered over it. It's okay. It's all right. Okay? It's all right. Those who are dissidents of the quote-unquote biblical truths and are in opposition to what we say in regards to the origin of Christmas, keyword is origin of Christmas, and who get easily offended, you will have an opportunity to voice your grievances later on in the show and have a live dialogue so that you can voice other things that you disagree with. In the interim, you got business to take care of. All right? Okay. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the show. So I want to welcome everybody for joining us on this early Christmas morning. That's what it is secularly, right? It's a Christmas. Okay. All right. Interesting enough, Christmas is falling on the Shabbat. So it seems as though those who keep the covenant of Yah are resting on the same secular Sabbath as Christians and those in the secular realm. Because it's not just Christians that celebrate Christmas. I have not found to this day any agnostics or atheists that keep the feast days of Yah. Now, if you know any, please let me know. There are some secular Jews who may be professing atheists who keep it traditionally, maybe, but for the most part, people who don't have any heredity to being a Jew or an Israelite are not keeping these feast days of Yah. So, the fact that Christians have a holiday that anybody and their mama can celebrate is questionable. Which goes to show that people know that its origins is not truly biblical. Cases have been made for it. They've been left wanting. But unfortunately, it has not brought the satisfaction to those who really want to seek the truth behind this holiday. Now, I'm not going to go into much about this. I have a whole playlist called Deconstructing the Holidays. You can click on that playlist and check out my work in regards to Christmas over the past couple of years. However, today, later on in the session, we will be discussing a little bit about the origin of Christmas. And this is what I want to say. Some people say Christmas is not pagan. Well, pagan in its original usage is etymon, literally means a country dweller, one that stayed outside the urbanized area so that they can practice their ancient or old religion. Because in the urbanized areas, during the time period when that term came into usage, there was this shift from the old Roman religion to Orthodox Christianity. Okay. So with that being said, if you want to say it does have pagan origins, guess what? Historically, you are correct. But contemporaneously, people will say that is error. No, it's not true. Because Christians want to keep Christmas. They want to have that moment where they can visualize and picture sweet, innocent baby Jesus in his manger, shivering in the cold. Then a blanket being placed over him by his mother Mary and his father. Oh, wait, Joseph is not did that. Oh, well, anyway, his step-in father, all right, stepdad, whatever you want to call him, watching over the two, and is so gracious that his child was born, not by him, by the way, according to the myth. But anyway, but a child was born that's not his. Anyway, so people want to picture the scene in their mind, and as I go by and drive through the neighborhoods, and I see people have this little narrative, these idols placed, excuse me, not idols, these items placed up. There we go, in their front lawn, lit, and you see Joseph and Mary, and you see sweet baby Jesus in the manger. Some of them are truly spectacular. Some people take a lot of time to put these idols up, to put these decorations up. And it's very interesting. Very interesting to see this. Sometimes you may see a snowman that's just placed up. What does that have to do with anything? I don't know. Then you'll see this fat, jolly, pale white man with glasses and some kind of furry red and white hat, and some kind of red and white garments on. And he's sitting in a sled with reindeer pulling him. So they have this idol up. Excuse me. I keep saying idol. This decoration up. All right. Sorry about that. So as I drive by and I hear Christians who profess to keep the 10 Commandments, and I see these carved images that's been placed up, that's been manufactured by the work of man's hands, and they have these decorations up, and they say they're in that festive spirit. And I see these same Christians going to the liquor store, the spot that's called Wine and Spirits, and getting them some liquor, and then they go to the supermarket and get them some eggnog, okay? And then they go and they lie to their children, and they tell their children that a fat, jolly white man with a suit on is coming down the chimney to eat milk and cookies that they put out for him and give them presents, thereby taking away all of the hard work and labor that those parents did in order to afford to bring those gifts to those children. Some of them living in the projects on welfare, and they work hard with supplemental income to create these gifts that they wrap up, and they give all the credit to this fat, jolly white man that don't exist. Riding on a sled with reindeer. Now, I'm sorry, some of y'all might have kids watching this. I forgot to say, this may not be the show for the children. So if you are watching this, sipping on that eggnog, you may want to turn the volume down low because the kids might hear that. They're probably up right now opening presents. That's probably why our viewer count is so low, because typically at this time, we are at double these numbers, but I realize some of y'all open your gifts. I understand that, okay? I understand that. Take your time, open your gifts, all right? I'll be right with y'all in one moment. Give me 1 second. All right, my apologies for that. Okay. So, since you have put the volume down because you don't want the children to hear these little white lies that you're telling them. And then when they get older, you have them repeat the same lies to their children, thereby creating what's called a generational curse. Right? And then during all of this, you want to find some way to force this into scripture, which is beyond me how that's even done. But this is what you feel like, right? So, being that we're going to be realistic with this holiday, the title, as you can see, is that Santa is going to deliver to you and your family COVID-19 this holiday season if you continue to celebrate it. Now, why am I saying that? Well, it's not me. The World Health Organization says that families should not be coming together indoors for the holidays, because if they do, then they will transmit the number one variant, Omicron, amongst each other. And if you're being realistic with your children, you must let them know this year Santa Claus can't come because he probably has Omicron. He's going to everybody's house. Think about that. Coming down the chimney, going into everybody's house, setting up the presents. You don't think he's going to get in contact with COVID-19? As if there's not a million other deadly viruses and bacteria that can kill us. Never mind that. But just COVID. This is COVID season, right? I mentioned something similar last year. So, if you don't want Santa to transmit COVID-19 to you and your family, the Omicron variant, I suggest you don't celebrate it this year. It's not prescribed in the Bible, right? So if it's not in the Bible, it's okay if you don't celebrate it. Huh? What was that? For the kids? Oh, I got you. Okay, it's for the kids. All right. Okay. I got you. All right, with that being said, that's a little intro. Let me give a couple of shout outs. Feel free to share this video everywhere. If you know a family member, a friend, you used to go to a church, or even some Israelites. Anybody secular that celebrates this season and they want to get something off their chest because they don't like how we talk about their precious holiday, please invite them to the show. They will have an opportunity to speak uninterrupted. This is what we're going to give them an opportunity to do. So far, I've been doing this for years. I've invited several guests, and nobody's been able to show me that Christmas is biblical. Where? Show it to me. So tonight, like we do most times when we do these challenges, we'll put some money up. Okay? And if you can find somebody, today will be their lucky day. Right? If they didn't get a Christmas present, today they sure will get a Christmas present. See that? That's what we got. That's what we're working with right now. Y'all go get a family member, friend, ex-pastor, ex-deacon, maybe a current friend. Whoever it is. This is the challenge on tonight. They can prove to me that Christmas is a biblical holiday. I will award them this money that you see here on the screen. Okay? Look at this. You see this? This would be a nice Christmas present. If I was a Christian, I would at least give it a shot. So we're going to let this sit here as this show goes on and see who's willing to claim this prize. All right? Okay. Make sure you share this video. Hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying. If you're brand new, hit that subscribe button. Go back and check out the archives. We have tons of content that I know you will enjoy. All right. So go ahead and give our shout outs before we get started, man. All right. I had a couple more Christmas carols I want to sing for y'all. All right, a couple more of them. And then why am I singing this? Because there are nuances that's left in each one of these songs that has a pagan origin. It does. What's Yuletide? What is Yuletide? What does that have to do with anything? What is mistletoe? What does that have to do with anything? Remember we went over that before about the cosmic semen? Okay, never mind that. All right, the mistletoe. Kissing under the mistletoe, Yuletide, bonfires. What? Then you got reindeer, Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane. What's his name? Vixen and all his reindeer, all pulling on his ring. Bells all ringing. Children singing. All is merry and bright. Jump in bed, cover up your head, because Santa Claus is bringing Omicron tonight. All right? Oh, wait, that's not how it goes. My bad. I'm sorry. I was just vaguely remember I had to fill in some of the pieces. But let me stop singing. All right? Let me stop singing. Let's go back into the shout. Shout out to Gavin Miller. Shalom. Tony Yaya Sharala. Shalom. Sister V Love. Shalom. Karima Lyricist. Shalom. Anna Yisrael. Shalom. Dita Star Love Ja. Derek Yisrael. Manuel E in the building. Lucky Lou. Ace. Cheatham. Ukwe. Hopefully I'm saying that right. My brother Jeremiah. My brother James. Gurney Mosley. Shalom Hassad. Okay. I didn't see that, my brother. Meaning I didn't listen to it. I saw that you left the message, but I had several other messages. I didn't get a chance to get to it yet, but I will check it out this weekend. All right. Being that it's the holidays and I'll be off from work. Let me stop. Just shout out to Sister You Love Yah. Sister Santawan, shalom. The souls of our ancestors, shalom. Seth Upright, shalom. W. Mac, shalom. Rufus Kemp, shalom. Miss B, shalom. Ma Yisrael, Yare, shalom. V. Brand, shalom. Kaya, the Hebrew, shalom. Hokma Cafe, shalom. HaKodesh Management, shalom. Let me see. Who else? Ricky Stanberry, shalom. Jeremy Harris, shalom. Ramal Yahu, shalom. Yahuwin Yisrael, shalom. Jack L. Black, shalom. Ricky Stanberry, shalom. Danny L. Williams, shalom. Let's see. Amen. They're going to have an opportunity. They're going to have an opportunity to bring that dogma to the stage. We're going to see what happens. All right. Jacolius Jim, shalom, sis. Lamar, shalom. Ernest Higgs, shalom. Mariah Olam, shalom. Desmond, shalom. Adonia Haor, shalom. Dennis McMillan, shalom. Let me see. Bergen Paris, I see you. Shalom. Sean McGee, what's going on, King? Shalom. Let me see. Who else we got in here? Joe Paul Music. Shalom. Is that everybody? Raphael. Shalom. Wayne Williams. Shalom. Yahosef Ben Yisrael. Shalom. King Crown Air. Shalom. Bump City in the building. Shalom. What's going on? Let me see. Who else we got? The Black Harib. Shalom. Sister Karen Gittin. Shalom. Jimmy Johnson. Shalom. Dasharab Da Amu. Shalom. Let's see. Redman. Shalom. V.I. Jones, shalom. Mark Benjamin, shalom. All right. So let's show this up again. Okay? Again, I can tell by the numbers, some of y'all unwrapping gifts with the kids. I understand that. Okay? It's all good. We have this on the line for tonight. Bring your pastor, your ex-pastor, a deacon, a minister, an evangelist. All right? Bring somebody you know, a family member, a loved one. They ain't got to be part of clergy. Maybe they want this nice little Christmas gift right here that I'm giving out right now. Oh, wait a second. Let's raise that. Hold on. Let's raise that. There we go. Show that to them. Let them know that this is what we have on the line tonight. Okay? See this? I know this will make somebody's Christmas. Just tell them to come on in here and defend Christmas as a biblically sanctioned holiday. That's all they got to do. Okay? Look at this. See this? I know your greedy pastor want this. I know that. Okay? I know you got a Bentley somewhere, a mansion somewhere, a yacht somewhere. You need to use this to help with that payment or that mortgage you got. All right? Are you watching? You seeing this? Okay. All right. Somebody screenshot that, send that to somebody you know and love. Okay? And tell them, hey, after you finish with those gifts with the kids, somebody got $1,000 on the line. I know they should be done another 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, all right? Because I know the kids got to go back to sleep, so when they wake up in the morning, they can finish playing with their gifts, all right? All right. So while we waiting, please feel free to hit that. Let me see. So let me deal with this. Derek Israel says, Divine, or anyone in the chat, I have a question. I would love to donate to the channel, but I didn't want to spend money on the Shabbat. Is it okay to buy or sell, even spend money on the Shabbat? So giving a donation is considered an act of charity. All right. It's not a transaction. It's not buying or selling. And that act of that you're contributing, that you're giving, has to do with the Most High's work. So there's nothing wrong with giving that. However, if your conviction is that you do not want to give it, I'm not going to push you or move you to do it. All right. You wait till whenever the Shabbat is over. And if you would love to give to this channel or to this ministry, all you got to do is come back to this video and click one of the links below. We have our PayPal, our Cash App. Heck, we prefer you to sign up for our Patreon, because you get tons of resources and content in exchange for what it is that you give to us for a ministry, right? You can patronize one of our services, which I'm going to go into in a moment, all right? So again, if that's your personal conviction, my brother, I'm not going to dissuade you or persuade you away from it either way, right? You wait until you feel that it's the right time. You can revisit the video and you have those options below. However, if what I said to you rings true, then you can also give a donation that way as well. Now, for me, okay, and what I teach, our Shabbat starts at sunrise and it ends at sunset in regards to the period of rest, the Shabbaton on the Shabbat. The Shabbat is indicative of the 7th day of reckoning during what's called a week, Hebrew week, and that Shabbaton, that smaller portion of time in which rest is done, is from sunrise to sunset. And we see that data in Shemot or Exodus chapter 16. All right. So it's totally up to you, my brother. Whatever your conviction is, you do what your conviction is. I'm not going to move you out anyway. But since you asked me a question, that's my answer to it. All right. And I do appreciate that. All right. All right. So with that being said, family, $1,000 is on the line. Okay. Now, if I was sitting in that audience, okay, I would call every Christian I know and say, hey, remember all that stuff, all that heat you giving me because I ain't keeping Christmas this year? I want to give you a chance to win $1,000. All right. There's this guy on YouTube. All right. He's just saying, just prove that it's a biblically sanctioned holiday, and he's going to give you $1,000 on your Cash App. You can't lose. You can't lose. All that money they spent on their kids this year, they're going to get it back. Because I know that credit card bill is looking crazy right now. I've been saving tons of money since coming into in the truth. Matter of fact, all of my kids that I birthed myself, none of them has ever celebrated Christmas. Ever. They don't even know what they know what that is, but they don't know what that experience is like. They may have seen it on TV, watched it on the web. The school they go to, might be a few kids that do practice that, but for the most part, they're mostly surrounded by other children who are identified as Israelites. And the person that oversees the school they go to, she definitely doesn't keep the holiday. So they're in a prime situation where they're not having this thing forced down their throat. And I'm grateful for that. I'm talking about autonomy. That's one of the steps. Because for me, I was growing up knowing about Christmas. I was looking forward to Christmas, right? My birthday and then Christmas, because, you know, I love gifts. My parents always made sure I had a great Christmas. So I cannot take that away from them, but it's all predicated on a lie. You understand? It's a lie. Christians, y'all lying to your kids about some Santa Claus. Why are you lying to them? And then get mad if they lie to you. For what? You lying to them. Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny. What is all of this? Jesus resurrected on Sunday? What? Come on, man. We got to stop the foolishness, man. Stop the foolishness. Columbus Day? You know what Columbus did to these natives? I'm not even going to get into that. Y'all been lying to them all year, and then y'all get mad when they lie to you. Okay. All right. I'm just saying. At least Hanukkah, even though it's not in the Torah, is mentioned in Scripture. And Yeshua kept Hanukkah. At least you can say that. But we talking about Christmas. Okay. All right. Y'all show me right now in Israel, they call Israel today. Show me shepherds chilling outside right now, just laying out in the cold, waiting for some angels to come and deliver a message to them. You show me that right now. Show that to me. I would love to see that. You got footage of that? Show me that right now. I'd love to see that. What? Oh, okay. I just thought you. Okay, cool. All right. Well, you know what? Maybe one day I'll check it out for myself. After I go visit hell, I'm going to go see if I can find some of these pastoralists laying out in the cold, okay, on Christmas, which is December 25th. All right. All right. We're going to see. Shout out to Yashawn Yisrael in the building. Shalom. What's going on? Oh, man. Man. All right. Let's get on with the show, man. So far, I don't see none of your Christian friends up in here. Where's your Christian friends at? You ain't trying to help them out? They didn't spend almost $1,000 and buying gifts for their kids. Come on, y'all. Come help your family members out. It's $1,000 on the line. I'm sure they could use it. All they got to do is click a link. I'm going to put it on there very soon. They click a link. Tony Yasharala, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Oh, man. All right. So with that being said, if you'll go back and check out the previous video on this channel, you'll see that we have a brief 16-second promo video or an ad for our Jubilee Manumission service. We got several requests in just from off of that short 16-second ad. All right. So we appreciate everybody that's patronized us for the service. So pretty much our objective, what we're here to do for our people, right, is to restore their Jubilee. That is something that we once had while we were in the land under the sovereignty of Yah and our theocracy. And if we were in debt after 7 years, we would be let go. And then our inheritance will be restored back unto us. Unfortunately, in the land of our exile, the land of our captivity, we are not given that Jubilee. That Jubilee has been removed from us. Okay, we have been giving debt for everything we have to do in society. You need some form of functional debt. And it's very rare that we're ever given a reprieve from that debt, which most of it is not even legit anyway, but that's another conversation. So with that being said, you can contact us for a free consultation where we tell you what to do, how to get rid of the debt on your own, repair your credit and all of that. But if you want our services where we do it for you and then teach you or give you a fiscal responsibility plan, then that's part of our paid service element, which is well worth it from all the rave reviews that we've been getting as an organization. So with that being said, you can email us at jubileemanumission@gmail.com or go back and check out the last video on this channel for more details. But so far, for all the people that reached out to us from watching a short clip, we appreciate everybody for patronizing us. We have demonstrated that we are consistent with our results. Shout out to everybody who patronized us for the COVID-19 vaccine mandate religious exemption letter. We have a 97% success rate. 97%. That is phenomenal. That means we've saved over 100+ jobs that people would have lost had we not stepped in and assist. Not just giving them the letter, helping them fill out the religious forms, and on top of that, if they had an appeal based on some kind of denial, assisting them with that. And then they got their family and their friends. And guess what, family? Guess what? Out of the people who referred other people, okay, about 18 of them were Christians. But when we did the letter for them, we told them, hey, they may say you're an Israelite. They said, okay. They saw that the letter was successful. And you know what they said? I'm going to look into this Israelite thing a little bit more. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. So send them one, send them all. January 5th is coming up very soon, which is the day of reckoning. So you'll want to get these letters in before January 5th. And we will also be doing letters, religious exemption letters, for other things as well. Sisters, if you want to wear head wraps to work, we'll have that religious exemption letter for you. Brothers, if you want to wear that beard to work, we'll have the religious exemption letter for you. If you want to set aside the Shabbat and your feast days ahead of time, we got the letters for you. We're going to take care of everything. So that way we are protected when we go to work and we don't have any discrimination. Because not only are we going to cite things that are domestic policy here, but also internationally. Okay. You have that human right of expression, and it cannot be denied by your employer. It's simple as that. Because some of these companies you work for are multinational countries, multinational, international. So we want to make sure they're subjugated, not just by the laws here locally, but also internationally. So we got you. Okay. All right. So with that being said, the link for that is in the description below. If you're interested in getting that COVID-19 exemption letter, or just email us at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com for whatever it is. If you get the Jubilee May Mission email or you don't see the link for the COVID, just email us, kingdomharbinger@gmail.com, and let us take care of you. Also, our Natural Path to Eden, which is our health and education consultation and education program, where we teach you about naturopathy and educate you on diet, supplementation, and exercise to improve any kind of ailments that you may have that is afflicting your mind, body, and soul. It's a holistic approach we take to health. And if you're interested in that service, you can email us at naturalpathtoeden@gmail.com, naturalpathtoeden@gmail.com. And we're also looking for consultants. So some of you out there that spend all that money on Christmas gifts this year, you may need a chance or an opportunity to get some of that money back. So we'll help you out with that. And in the process, we make sure you get the truth. All right. Clean you up a little bit. All right. All right. I'm glad somebody laughed at it. Thank you so much, my brother. That was the goal. Oh, man. So yes, sis, again, we're working on the letters to get y'all for brothers for your beards, sisters for your head wraps, right? For your zeets or your fringes, your Shabbat days, as well as your feast days, all right? Because here's the discrimination. If your job has Christmas off as a holiday and yet deny you yours, that is open discrimination. Legal discrimination. Now, if your job has no holidays off, that's a little different, but they still cannot deny you that day off. That's why it's good to let them know towards the beginning of the year and to establish that precedence going forward. All right. Shout out to my brother Aaron in the building. Shalom, Matt Hill. I see you. Shalom, Gabar, Alaha. Shalom, Shaul, Yisrael. Shalom. Who else do we see in the building? Andre Wavered. Shalom, King. Let me see. Is that everybody? Willie Littlejohn, shalom. I see my brother John and Dorsey, shalom. Thank you, my brother Derek, for the donation. I appreciate that, King. Thank you so much. All right. So that's coming down the pike. Got to give you a heads up. So again, just email us, kingdomharbinger@gmail.com, whatever those requests are, and we'll do what we can to honor them in the order in which we received it. Now, if there's a delay, it's not intentional. We get tons of these things all the time. So we have to take our time to sift through all of them. All right. But we got you. We got you. All right. Now, speaking of COVID-19, let's take a look at something real quick. All right. Shout out to Rumi Dila in the building. Shalom. All right. Let's look at something real quick since we have this on the table. Okay. This is the reason for this season. The fact that y'all can't get together no more. Are you mad because you can't go outside and watch that parade? Man, I know some of y'all are. I know some of y'all are mad. Some of y'all are mad. You can't go out and do that office party because of Omicron. I know that. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, we praise the Most High for that. But I know for you, it's a little touchy. It's okay. It's okay. Trust me. There's no need to feel guilty. All right. So let's see what's going on. I want to show y'all something real quick. Let's take a look real quick. Take a look real quick. See what's going on. For the record, a rule that is in virology is that the more highly transmissive a virus is, the less deadly it is. I'm going to say that again. The more highly transmissive a virus is, the less deadly it is. I suggest grabbing a book in virology. Matter of fact, let me show you a good book in virology. Hold on. I want to give you a good book in virology. Okay? We do everything holistically over here. We don't play games over here. Let me pull it up right now. And I actually have this on the Patreon as well. All right, check it out. Here it is right here before we get into this. And again, just some basic stuff that you learn, pick up here and there. It's called Introduction to Modern Virology. It's the 7th edition, right? From Wiley Blackwell. I love Wiley Blackwell. Matter of fact, I put their handbook to ancient Israel up on the Patreon. I'll show you in a second, from the same publishing company, right? Excellent book if you want to get into learning about virology. It's 543 pages, and it's an excellent introductory to virology. All right. Now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and see where they at right now with these shots. Let's take a look. Hold on. Let's take a look. There it is right here. Pfizer CEO, Omicron variant could mean 4th vaccine dose needed sooner than expected. Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla previously said a 4th dose could be needed 1 year after the 3rd shot. A 4th COVID-19 vaccine dose may be needed sooner than expected in order to address the Omicron variant, according to the chief executive of Pfizer. Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla previously said a 4th dose could be needed 1 year after the 3rd shot. He told CNBC's Squawk Box on Wednesday that we may need it faster. When we see real-world data, we'll determine if Omicron is well covered by the 3rd dose and for how long, he said, adding that he believes a 3rd dose will give very good protection. Buller's comments come after Pfizer reported that 3 doses of its coronavirus vaccine may offer significant protection against the Omicron variant, while just 2 doses of the vaccine see a large drop in antibody levels against the strain. A Pfizer booster shot increases virus-fighting antibodies 25-fold in blood samples tested in a lab, according to preliminary data. 2 doses of the vaccine, on the other hand, may not be sufficient to protect against infection with the Omicron variant, the company said, but could still offer protection against severe disease. Did y'all read that right? But let's see. This was back on what, December 9th, right? December 9th. Let's see if some country is taking this seriously. Let's take a look. Hold on. We're going to take a look for 1 second. Hold on. Let's check this out real quick. All right. Let's take a look. Here it is right here. Let's take a look.
To offer a 4th dose of the COVID-19 vaccine to people older than 60. A health ministry expert panel recommended the 4th shot on Tuesday, which was swiftly welcomed by Prime Minister Naftali Bennett as, quote, great news that will help us overcome the Omicron wave that is spreading around the world.
Now, this is the state of Israel now administering a 4th shot to senior citizens. Now, anybody else can get the 4th shot, but they put the initiative in for their senior citizens. Y'all go back and read this. This is the name of the video right here, okay? Because I don't want them to copyright strike this video. Of course, they would love to do that. I don't want to give them the grounds for that, so I got to be blameless. Nonetheless, it's called Israel set to offer a 4th COVID-19 vaccine dose, okay? So, they're not stopping at 4. They're actually talking about more. Just want to let y'all know, just preparing y'all for this, okay? The numbers are going to show that a 4th shot is not enough, okay? Just want to let y'all know. Because there's going to be other variants and concerns out there that's going to show up, and it's going to be very alarming and very concerning. Okay. All right. So it's good news to know what's going on in there. Thank you, Sungtag Pro, for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Watchman said you look tired, Ak. Are you okay? Thank you for your concern, my brother. I appreciate that. Yes, I'm okay. I am a little tired, but it's nothing that's uncommon. We got to push through it and get the work done. All right. And then Isaiah 40:31. Those that wait on the Most High will what? Renew their strength. They will mount up on wings like eagles. So, after I'm done with this, I'll be waiting on y'all so you can renew my strength. So I could be here again, God's willing, next Friday, putting in this work for the community. All praise to the Most High. All right. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right. I know 2 vaccinated people who caught COVID and passed it around their workplace. They have fevers, loss of taste and smell. On top of that, their workplace didn't even close. He has kids. He's always tired. This is called empirical data. They may say, oh, that's just what your observation is, and that's just a minor. Okay, cool. All right. A lot of us have witnessed that, especially me, but we're going to leave it at that. Okay. All right. With that being said, family, let's go ahead and transition from that again. This is no shot at anybody who has been vaccinated. I have no problem if you've been vaccinated. That's fine. Okay. If you looked over the data and say, you know what, this is good for me and my family, more power to you. I have nothing against that. I only have an issue if you impose that onto me. That's the only time you'll get kickback from me. If you don't impose it on me, I have no problem. I applaud you for doing it, for being, safe, and for you doing what you believe to be right. That's fine. Just don't push it on me, shove it down my throat, my family's throat. Leave us alone with that. Okay? That's your truth. I have mine. Okay. All right. So with that being said, we're going to get started with the show. Don't forget, we have the I'm Winning in Life t-shirts. Okay? I'm Winning in Life t-shirts. I showed it to y'all on the previous. Let me show it to you right now. Hold on real quick. We're going to show it to y'all right now so you can see what it looks like. I wore mine 2 days ago. So, when you have kids, stuff get dirty. So I can't pull it out to show it to y'all. The t-shirt. So I'm just going to do this real quick and show y'all the little snippet I got here on it. Here it is. That's it right there. Pause it so you can see it. I'm winning that life. Here's the cheat code. Then we got some button mashing on there. I don't know how many of y'all used to play video games back in the day. We had Game Genie, cheat codes, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then, obviously the purpose of you doing a cheat code is so that you can get an advantage in the game. So we're trying to tell our people, if you want to get an advantage at life and you want to be really winning, you got to get this cheat code. And that cheat code is Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 33, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 1-2, and Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 16. And when you do that, you unlock the covenant, and prosperity and longevity has been activated for you. So far, this is one of our biggest bestsellers. So if you don't have this t-shirt, you need to highlight us. Email us at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com and request yourself a t-shirt. We got sizes from small to double XL, and men and women. We also have youth sizes, and we also have little baby sizes from newborn all the way up. So we got you covered. All right. We have a new shirt coming. It's our Twinning Them shirt. You'll see. All right. You'll see. Because right now that song is popping, it's trending right now. So we did a little spit on it, right? To kind of catch people and then bring them into the truth. It's all you gotta do is wear the shirt. You ain't gotta say nothing. Just wear the shirt. Right? Shirt do all the work for you. So you ain't got no excuse if you're shy. Just get the shirt, wear the shirt, let the shirt talk for you. All right? All right. So thanks to everybody who patronized us thus far. And again, we have tons of these in stock. Just let us know and email us at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com and we'll get you set up with that. All right? And we appreciate your support and patronage, family. All right? Okay. So let's get back. Hold on. Let me close this out. There we go. All right. Yo, you're Sean. We're working on that, my brother. Definitely working on that. I completely understand that. We are working on that. So please give us some time and we'll do special orders for you and anybody else who is 3X and larger. All right. Because we want to leave nobody out. Okay. So Lucky Lou, yes, we can do fringes for you too if you're interested in fringes as well. Just let us know in the email and we'll tell you how we can accommodate you. All right. All right. So Mariah Olam says, what are we supposed to do politically? I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you mean by what are we supposed to do politically? Shout out to my cousin Nell in the building. Shalom, cuz. I love you. I will be talking with you soon in the next couple of days like we discussed, all right? Contra on Ness was about that up, down, left, right all day. Facts. Thank you, G-Tracks Beats. Actually, I'm actually shooting this in 720p on the Elgato face cam. That's what I got, an Elgato face cam. Shooting it at 720p. So it's not the best quality. Typically, I have it at 1080p. I keep it at 720 so I can alleviate any of the glitching or the hiccups in regards to the audio and visual. But I will be streaming again in 1080p next Freestyle Friday. I'll have it wired in. I'll get back to the 1080p. And then I do have my Sony camera, right, which I've put aside because there's a lot of work moving it back and forth. I just use this webcam. But we have that because I have content that we're recording and we put it up for you guys soon. So I was waiting to the end of this year to get rid of some KHM behind the scenes stuff. And now I'm going to put a lot of that, give it over to other people and trust it to other members so I can focus back on lectures, on our classes, on content creation, all the stuff that I've been yearning to do. But I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, whether that's helping y'all out with credit issues, health issues, with the COVID-19 religious exemption letters, with counseling, with these phone call sessions. We're going to minimize a lot of that next year just so I can get caught up with producing more content for the community, doing more lectures and more classes, because I have a lot of stuff that's coming down the pike that I know y'all are going to enjoy. All right. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to show this to y'all again. Oh, the backlight that I have now, you're probably wondering about that backlight. I realized that this backlight is so great, I don't even need my front lights here because I have 4 lights right like behind the monitor that I normally turn on. But ever since getting what you see here behind me, right? So this is what you see behind me, this right here. This right here is a nursery that I have 9 crops growing in there. Okay, I have some herbs, I have parsley in there, I have mint in there, I have dill in there. Then I have some lettuce, I have dinosaur kale, Marvel 4 Seasons in there, red sails in there, salad greens in there, collard greens in there. All of that is growing back here in my miniature, right there. Growing right here in my miniature nursery. All right, 9 crops. Okay. So last live stream, we sold both the items that we had. I had the 2 older ones that I had, the Sprout and the Harvest units, and those are gone, right? So I had purchased this previously, but I wanted to sell those to offset some of the cost for this, because this unit retails for $429.99. It is digital, connects to Wi-Fi, connects to Alexa. It has a phone app, everything like that for you to monitor everything. All right. I'm a fan of technology and I'm a fan of gardening, and this helped me to put everything in one. And I'm telling you, it's well worth the purchase. Now, I probably will not pay $429.99 for it, but I got it on sale for $200. So on some kind of flash deal on Amazon, and it was excellent because what we teach here is autonomy. Why? Because only in an autonomous state, patronizing each other with our own Goshens, will we be prepared for Yah when he returns. And if we're not in that state, we're going to be too tethered to the system, and we're going to get judged along with the rest of the system, right? That's not his plan for us, okay? Shout out to Randall Hall 2 in the building. Shalom, I see you. All right. Yes, I sold the other 2 that I had to somebody that was a viewer that was watching. Shout out to Cheryl, Sister Cheryl, who purchased it for me. But you can buy it off of Amazon right now. I'm not giving you no affiliate link. I'm giving you the direct link to these items, the ones that I had that are excellent. I'm going to post those links in the chat for you because they are on sale. All right, because the end of the year holiday season, they're actually on sale. So let me go ahead and drop that here for you. Here's one of them, and let me drop the other one in the link for you. Give me 1 second. Let me get the other one. Where's the other one? Here it is right here. So the cheapest one is $50. Feed yourself. The time will come where you will not be able to go and buy your food from the store. So you must grow your food somehow. Stockpile what you can and also grow your food. Now, in this nursery, there's some items, right? Like the collard greens, like the dinosaur kale, that normally takes 7 to 14 days to sprout. In here, they sprouted in 3 days. 3 days. This thing used hydroponics and aeroponics, which is air and water, in order to grow these crops. It also uses peat moss as well, which is the medium in which the seeds are planted in. And this is the germination stage, okay? So again, I wish I could show y'all. I probably will take a video, show it to you so you can see what it looks like now, and then show you what it looks like in a couple of weeks, right? It's going to be really big. Actually, there's a video that I have on this channel already from the previous crops that I got from out of it. It is phenomenal, okay? It is phenomenal. So anybody who says, oh, I don't have a backyard or front yard, there's no excuse. You don't even need to put this by the window to grow your own food. And it's harvest ready in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. At the stage now, it's microgreen, so you can still eat it, right? But I want to allow it to breathe a little bit more, give it 3 to 4 weeks till it's really fully bloomed. And I'm going to cut my harvest, and I'm going to eat my harvest, right? And you can also sow your own seeds. They have a do-it-yourself kit that you can sow your own seeds, and you don't have to use their seed kits or their herb kits. It's phenomenal. You cannot beat that, right? Matter of fact, since we're talking about that, I have a couple of more that I need to start growing over here on my next go around after these are done, right? Some spinach, microgreens, more microgreens. It's the rainbow mix, 2 different mixes. The rainbow mix, this is the mild mix, and then peas, right, for your protein. All right. We're also going to be growing some starches as well, some root products, so we can have the whole bit. Shout out to Sister Lizzie Liz in the building. Shalom. He said dinosaur kale sounds dangerous. It sounds dangerous, but it's not. Trust me. Trust me. All right. Shout out to Slowfo Ben Yah. Shalom. Thank you, my brother Randall Hall, for the donation. I appreciate that, King. Mariah, shalom. I see you, sis. Let me see. Anybody else I missed? Did I get everybody? G Tracks Beats. I see you. Shalom. Let me see. Is that everybody? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. All right, that's everybody. All right. Elephant Man Podcast. What's going on? Sister EP in the building. Yes, sis. When you get a chance, please rewind it. Check it out on the replay, wherever you missed. And we're going to go in. All right. Let's keep going. All right. So with that being said, let me show this again for those of you who just now coming in. Oh, there we go. So we have this right here up for grabs. Please get anybody you know who celebrates Christmas to prove to me on this show. They don't have to show their face, right? They can turn their camera off. Prove to me in this show that Christmas is a biblically sanctioned holiday, and I will give this to them so they can make up for all the money that they didn't waste it, that they spent on their kids this lying holiday season. All right? So call somebody, get in touch with somebody, let them know we got this amount of money up for grabs. Okay? Let them know. I try to do some kind of offer like that every year. Okay? But let me know. I got you. I got your cousin now. I got you, sis. Shout out to Deanna in the building. Shalom. Janae, shalom. I've made it to the live. Yes. Yes. This is the pinnacle of YouTube. The stuff that comes from these airways. All these people here in the chat who make this thing worth its while. Shout out to you all. Y'all are VIPs, and I appreciate y'all. Shout out to William Smithers in the building. Hey, you said it never happened? I don't know. We've had 3 people in the past come on here and attempt to do it. They were not successful, so I don't know. I don't know. Thank you, sis, for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hanzo Slayer, I see you, King. Shalom. Imani Yisrael, Shalom Makoti, I see you. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes, all right? Few minutes. Let me know if you can find somebody for me, and we'll complete on with the show. I'll be right back. Y'all still ain't find nobody yet? I gave you several minutes. I'm waiting. So you telling me all these years, all these people that have been pushing Christmas and looking at you like you crazy because you're not celebrating Christmas, and y'all can't get one person in here? I'm just saying, we waiting. We waiting. I know if I was still a Christian, I ain't gonna miss a chance to win $1,000. I'm just saying. But okay. So, like we do every Christmas, we're gonna read some information in regard to the history and origins of this holiday. Then after that, we'll do a short Q&A. I'll take some questions, give some answers, and we're gonna sign off. All right, let's see if we could do this in the next 1 hour and 3 minutes. Okay, I want to end on some good timing on tonight. I don't want to be here for too long. So I know some of y'all still want to enjoy the rest of your Christmas. I understand. All right, so let's go ahead and get some information like we normally do on Christmas. Okay. Again, my interest is on the historical origins of Christmas, because that has also seeped into the modern practice of Christmas. Here we go. Okay. Let's get into it. All right. I'm going to drop the link for this in the chat. You guys can go ahead and check it out yourself. This is updated every year. Shout out to Chosen One. I see you. What's going on? Chitterlings and everything else, man. You think about it. That's the case. All right. Now, again, I'm going to say this for the record. If you celebrate Christmas, that's your business. I have no beef with you. I have family members that still keep Christmas. You think I hate them? You think I go and I beat them over the head and say, oh, no. I don't do that. I only defend myself and my community. So this is a rebuttal and or refutation to those who attack me and attack us. I have no problems if you want to do it and it's your own business, but don't come and shove it down my throat. That's all I'm saying. And if you do, I'm just going to have to give you the truth. Now, you may want to turn the camera off right now, and that's fine because ignorance is bliss, right? However, you have an opportunity to learn the truth. And the fact that you shut your ear to it and close your mind to it, Yah will judge. That's him. That's not me. So let's keep going. The history of Christmas. Let's get into it. All right. Christmas is celebrated on December 25th and is both a sacred religious holiday and a worldwide cultural and commercial phenomenon. For 2 millennia, people around the world have been observing it with traditions and practices that are both religious and secular in nature. Christians celebrate Christmas Day as the anniversary of the birth of Jesus of Nazareth, a spiritual leader whose teachings form the basis of their religion. Popular customs include exchanging gifts, decorating Christmas trees, attending church, sharing meals with family and friends, and of course, waiting for Santa Claus to arrive. December 25th, Christmas Day, has been a federal holiday in the United States since 1870, right? How did Christmas start? The middle of winter has long been a time of celebration around the world. Centuries before the arrival of the man called Jesus, early Europeans celebrated light and birth in the darkest days of winter. Many peoples rejoiced during the winter solstice, when the worst of the winter was behind them and they could look forward to longer days and extended hours of sunlight. In Scandinavia, the Norse celebrated Yule from December 21st, the winter solstice, through January. In recognition of the return of the sun, fathers and sons would bring home large logs, which they would set on fire. The people would feast until the log burned out, which could take as many as 12 days. The Norse believed that each spark from the fire represented a new pig or calf that would be born during the coming year, right? The end of December was a perfect time for celebration in most areas of Europe. At that time of year, most cattle were slaughtered so they would not have to be fed during the winter. For many, it was the only time of year when they had a supply of fresh meat. In addition, most wine and beer made during the year was finally fermented and ready for drinking. In Germany, people honored the pagan god Odin during the midwinter holiday. Germans were terrified of Odin as they believed he made nocturnal flights through the sky to observe his people and didn't decide who would prosper or perish. Because of his presence, many people chose to stay inside. Sounds like Santa Claus. I'm sorry. Maybe I might be wrong. Let's keep going. Saturnalia and Christmas. In Rome, where winters were not as harsh as those in the far north, Saturnalia, a holiday in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture, was celebrated. Beginning in the week leading up to the winter solstice and continuing for a full month, Saturnalia was a hedonistic time when food and drink were plentiful and the Roman social order was turned upside down. For a month, enslaved people were given temporary freedom and treated as equals. Business and schools were closed so that everyone could participate in the holidays' festivities. Also around the time of the winter solstice, Romans observed Juvenalia, a feast honoring the children of Rome. In addition, members of the upper class often celebrated the birthday of Mithra. Now, on the Patreon, I have a book that gives you the whole history of Mithra. Very important. The god of the unconquerable sun on December 25th. It was believed that Mithra, an infant god, was born of a rock. For some Romans, Mithra's birthday was the most sacred day of the year. Okay? Is Christmas really the day Jesus was born? In the early years of Christianity, Easter was the main holiday. The birth of Jesus was not celebrated. So just so y'all know, even in patristic sources, which I share with you the full collection of all the patristic sources, the ante-Nicene, Nicene, and post-Nicene sources, I don't see anywhere in the ante-Nicene sources where they talk about celebrating Christmas. You don't even have historical progeny to this holiday. You don't have any pedigree to this holiday. Please keep that in mind. The early church did not celebrate this. After Yeshua died, his followers did not celebrate this. So why are you? In the 4th century, church officials decided to institute the birth of Jesus as a holiday. In the 4th century, 300 plus years after Yeshua died. Y'all don't see something wrong with that? But let's keep going. Unfortunately, the Bible does not mention date for his birth, a fact Puritans later pointed out in order to deny the legitimacy of the celebration. Although some evidence suggests that his birth may have occurred in the spring, why would shepherds be herding in the middle of winter? Pope Julius I chose December 25th. There you go. That's where your date comes from. It is commonly believed that the church chose this date in an effort to adopt and absorb the traditions of the pagan Saturnalia festival. First called the Feast of Nativity, the custom spread to Egypt by 432 and to England by the end of the 6th century. By holding Christmas at the same time as traditional winter solstice festivals, church leaders increased the chances that Christmas will be popularly embraced, but gave up the ability to dictate how it was celebrated. By the Middle Ages, Christianity had, for the most part, replaced pagan religion. On Christmas, believers attended church, then celebrated raucously in a drunken, carnival-like atmosphere similar to today's Mardi Gras. Each year, a beggar student would be crowned the Lord of Misrule, and eager celebrants played the part of his subjects. The poor would go to the houses of the rich and demand their best food and drink. If owners failed to comply, their visitors would most likely terrorize them with mischief. Christmas became the time of year when the upper classes could repay their real or imagined debt to society by entertaining less fortunate citizens. Then we go into when Christmas was canceled, because, wasn't always celebrated in this country. When it was reinvented by Washington Irving, going all the way down to your boy right here. We're about to see him, right? Charles Dickens in A Christmas Carol. Oh, man. I remember I used to like that. I used to like it when I was a kid, right? And then I got older, and I put away childish things. Who invented Santa Claus? The legend of Santa Claus can be traced back to a monk named St. Nicholas, who was born in Turkey around 280 AD. St. Nicholas gave away all of his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside, helping the poor and sick, becoming known as the protector of children and sailors. St. Nicholas first entered American popular culture in the late 18th century in New York, when Dutch families gathered to honor the anniversary of the death of Sint Nicolaas, Dutch for St. Nicholas, or Sinterklaas for short. Santa Claus draws his name from this abbreviation. In 1822, Episcopal minister Clement Clark Moore wrote a Christmas poem called An Account of a Visit from St. Nicholas, more popularly known today by its first line, "'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was scurrying, not even a mouse. In my mind, Okay, hold on. I just had a lapse real quick. Let me get back into focus. The poem depicted Santa Claus as a jolly man who flies from home to home on a sled driven by reindeer to deliver toys. The iconic version of Santa Claus as a jolly man in red with a white beard and a sack of toys was immortalized in 1881 when political cartoonist Thomas Nast drew on Moore's poem to create the image of old Saint Nick we know today. Did y'all know that? Can y'all show me Santa Claus in the scriptures? Can you show me that? Can you show me the Christmas tree in the scriptures? Can you show me your stockings that you hang over your fire? Can you show me that in the scriptures? Can you show me the Yuletide in the scriptures? Can you show me that? How about some mistletoe? Can you show me that in the scriptures? What? Gift giving? Can you show me that? Oh, so baby Jesus gave gifts back to the wise men. Oh, his parents gave gifts. There's no exchange of gifts, but that's neither here nor there. Can you show that to me? Can you show me these raunchous office parties that y'all be having? Can you show that to me? How about drinking and getting drunk? Can you show that to me? Oh, no, that's not there? Okay. Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe I may be wrong. Okay? But nonetheless, we got to show it to you one more time. Okay? Please get your pastor, minister, evangelist, cousin, uncle, aunt, father, mother, children, whoever, celebrating this holiday and looking at you like you crazy for celebrating it, and they swear up and down it's Christian, it's biblical. Let them know we got 1K on the line. Okay? Let them know. We waiting. Just let them know. You mad funny, man. Remember when I used to sing Christmas carols in the neighborhood with the group that would go around caroling? It was funny, man. It was funny. It was really good times, man. I ain't gonna front. It was good times. But when you wake up to the truth, man, that cognitive dissonance sits in. You're like, man, I gotta give up Christmas. I gotta give up Easter. I gotta give up Thanksgiving. I gotta give up St. Valentine's Day. I gotta give up Columbus Day. I gotta give up all these holidays because they're not based on facts. Man, I tell you. Okay. All right, family. So, hey, I love all of y'all. Even those of y'all who are celebrating Christmas, that's your business. All I'm saying is, please do not tell us that it is biblical, because it is not. And if I practice holidays that are biblical, right? Don't look at me strange. I'm doing what I'm commanding in the text. You, on the other hand, can't say the same. But that's your prerogative. do what you do. I'm not going to hate on you. Do what you do. All right. With that being said, family, I'm going to do a quick Q&A because we just ran down mostly what we have. We're doing good on time. I'm going to give you about 20, 30 minutes. Let's do a Q&A. Y'all have any questions, any comments, anything you would like for me to address? I'm going to use the rest of this time to do that. All praise to the Most High. Awesome, awesome. So y'all don't know nobody that won $1,000? If I wasn't on the show, I call a whole bunch of people right now, shoot some texts, let them know that we got $1,000 on the line. Let them know. Matter of fact, my offer stands until December 31st. Let them know. So I give them some time to do some research. All right. Thank you so much, Sister Queen D, for the donation. I appreciate that. All right. JC Nicker 89 says, what's the context for not seething a kid in his mother's milk? There is no context. The places in which you see it in the text is an interruption into the narrative of the text or the instructions in the text. There is no context behind it. So there are a lot of scholarly positions on it. There's no real consensus on that. It turned into a Jewish tradition of not eating milk and meat together, right? So you can't have no cheeseburger, all right? It's pretty much their position with that. However, there's also been a likening of that particular custom amongst the Canaanites. And there has been some archaeology that has been uncovered, right? However, it is not finalized that the right translation of the artifact actually supports this fact. So what does that mean? What it means is that there was a custom in Canaan, just believed, a custom in Canaan, whereby they had a deity, right? Just like your cow deity. And the cow deity will be responsible for supplying milk or sustenance to the peoples. And this was something that was heavily worshipped, similar to what you see the golden calf worshipped by the Israelites. So it became a custom not to mix the milk with the meat. Why? Because in doing so, you would be partaking in a custom, whereas you would be doing this not milk and meat, but physically boiling a calf in milk, because that was the custom that they would do to give an offering to this deity. So it had to do with cheese, dairy, and meat. It had to literally be seething a kid in its mother's milk, because that was the custom that you give honor to this particular deity. Now, if anybody wants the reference for that, let me know. I can email it, or I can add it to the Patreon and have my Patreons take a look at that, analyze it for themselves, because Patreon is where you want to go for the 24/7, 365 after party, because everything we talked about on here, there's a source on Patreon. We got language classes on there. We have Bible software on there. We have exclusive content on there. We have almost 300 books on there, almost 50 articles on there. We have tons of content on there that covers a wide gamut of various subject matters. All right. So CC says, curious, anyone in NYC obtain religious exemption? Yes. We do have some people from New York City that has obtained religious exemption. Okay. I've done at least 10 letters for people in New York City. And I think I only got one back that said that it did not work. Only one back that said it did not work. Everybody else went through. Thank you so much, Sister Lizzie Liz, for the donation. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. There was no Christmas in Babylon. However, they did have other customs in Babylon. Matter of fact, if you want more details on that, I addressed that in an old lecture that I did. But if you want more details on that, I have a book on the Patreon. I'm going to show it to you right now that gives you information in regards to those Babylonian customs, so you can be historically accurate. If you're going to talk to a Christian apologist and tell them that Christmas today, the way it's practiced, is a representation of Babylonian worship of Tammuz or something like that, you will be incorrect. That is not exactly accurate, okay? They had other practices that they did in Babylon that then crept this way elsewhere, right? Based on the Grecian Empire. Because when they went into Babylon to conquer it, they encountered some Chaldean priests. They took their time reckoning system that we call the calendar and other customs, and they tend to spread it out in the empire via Hellenism. But let me give you a good book if you want to read on these customs, because some of them are similar to things we see in Christmas. Doesn't mean that Christmas customs came directly from that. Most Christian customs comes from European cultures, okay? Not Babylonian ones, European cultures, all right? Now, that tree that they talk about in Jeremiah chapter 10, that's a different context. It's not a Christmas tree. Technically, it's not a Christmas tree. Christmas tree would be more of a pine tree. Different type of tree altogether with a separate context, right, behind what it was. But it did not represent Christmas because Christmas did not exist at that time, right? So I want you to keep this in mind. I'm trying to be historically accurate and as honest as I can. Not giving a pass for Christmas. I'm just saying if we're going to talk about it, let's be accurate. But let me show this to you real quick. I'm going to show you this book so you can check it out. Again, everything's on the Patreon, all right? And shout out to all my patrons in the building. Appreciate your support. All my KHM members in the building. Shalom, family. All right, so check it out, right? Let me get it for you real quick. Let me just pull up this work real quick. Where is it at? Where is it at? Oh, here it is. This is the book right here. I'm going to give you 2 books, okay? All right, so peace and shalom and blessings to my cousin. She's asking, why is celebrating Christmas wrong? Does it have to do with Santa Claus or far more behind it? If you want to celebrate Christmas and do not tie it to Christ's birth and you want to keep it as a secular holiday, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem comes when it's tied to scripture. Hold on one second. The problem is when you want to tie it to the Bible and say that it's biblically sanctioned, that this was a custom that Yeshua told his disciples to do, that his disciples started. None of the early church or Yeshua has ever said to take aside the day I was born and to keep it as a holiday. It's nowhere in scripture. So as long as you say that is an unscriptural holiday that I want to keep because it's very festive, it's the time of the year, I just like the idea of Christmas, that's fine. However, I do not advise you to lie to your kids about Saint Nick. And if you're going to tell them about Saint Nick, then you need to tell them the truth. That's just my position, right? I don't believe in lying to your children and they get mad when they lie to you. So I'll just say, just be honest. If you want to keep the holiday, say, hey, I'm keeping this holiday. It's a secular holiday. It's not a Christian holiday. It is a secular holiday, right? That Christians have been intertwined with, okay? And as long as you keep it that way, that's fine. If you want to celebrate like that, that's fine. But Santa Claus has nothing to do with the birth of Christ at all. And the fact that we put all that together, scripture says, how can 2 walk together unless they agree? That's what scripture says, right? Paul says to abstain from all appearance of evil, right? That's what Paul says, right? Abstain from all appearance of evil. How can 2 walk together unless they agree? Are we to sit at the table of Belial, right? And then at the church, at the table of Christ, who's to eat at both tables? No. We should not intermingle and intertwine things that have nothing to do with scripture and then add an element of scripture onto it. We have to be honest. It is not a true Christian holiday. It is something that was created, as we saw, in modern times. Okay? It's not something that goes all the way back to Yeshua or Jesus. It was something that has been created in contemporary times. Okay? That's all we say. That's all. All right. And outside of that, I have no problem. If you want to do it, that's on you. You know, you see Tony saying, man, it's paganism, period. Hey, again, everybody in here has to learn things piece by piece. We have to be reasonable when we're dealing with other people who do not know. You cannot beat them over the head with stuff. I'm this way and passionate on my channel because y'all know this is what I do. This is my place where I express myself in my teaching methodology when I share it to y'all. And when y'all send your friends and loved ones or whoever on this stage to have a back and forth, this is where this is at, right? So again, if you want to celebrate it, that's fine. Just don't mix it with the scriptures. That's it. It has nothing to do with the Bible at all. That's all. All right? Okay. Let's see. How would explain 21:11? Deuteronomy 21:11. All right, let's see. Deuteronomy 21:11. It says, again, and we're reading it for context, starting at verse 10. Matter of fact, let me share it on the screen. Hold on. All right, verse 10. When you go out to war against your enemies, and the Most High your power gives them into your hand, and you take them captive, and you see among the captives a beautiful woman, and you desire to take her to be your wife, and you bring her home to your house, she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall take off the clothes in which she was captured, and shall remain in your house, and lament her father and her mother a full month. After that, you may go into her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. But if you no longer delight in her, you shall let her go where she wants, but you shall not sell her for money, nor shall you treat her as a slave, since you have humiliated her. Now, this right here is something that happened historically that cannot be replicated today. Okay? However, there are principles that can be gathered from there. So one of them is, in this case, the enemies that they're going out to war are foreigners. Okay? These are foreigners, right? They were allowed to take spoils from the foreigners, and some of those spoils were the virgin women, right? Typically, through the raising of the towns, these women would have their parents would die or whoever else would die. So if an Israelite decided to see her and he sees that she's beautiful, to take her as his wife, not his concubine, big difference. He's going to bring her home, and then she goes through a lamenting phase. And what they would do back then is shave their head, cut their nails, right? And it says that, and she shall take off the clothes in which she was captured, and shall remain in your house to lament for her mother and father a full month. After that, you may go unto her. So she needs 30 days for her to lament over the death of her parents, her village, her town, whatever the case may be, right? Then after that, you are to go into her, right? Be her husband, and she shall be your wife. Now, remember, I told you in Hebrew, there's no word for husband, there's no word for wife, okay? You have Baal, which means a master or head of household, or Ish, which means a man, and an Isha, which means a woman. And based on the context, that will tell you when to translate that as husband and wife, right? Verse 14 says, but if you no longer delight in her, meaning that you want to divorce her, you shall let her go where she wants. Meaning that there's no writ of divorce. You just let her go. It says you shall not sell her for money, nor shall you treat her as a slave, since you have humiliated her. That means the treatment and what you have for her, the respect, extends even after you two separate. So the key thing that you can pull from here as far as principle, the principle is applied to a particular circumstance or situation, but the principle stands regardless as an axiom, right? A truth that holds value no matter the time, period, place, or whatever. And that is, a person shall be given a time to lament. A marriage, when an Israelite's marrying somebody who's foreign, give her 30 days to get her stuff in order. After her things are in order, then you can marry her, right? And be her husband. She's your wife. And if for any reason there's a split or separation, then you are to let her go. That's it. No hassle, no back and forth. Let her go, right? And in the top of that, you show honor and respect for her because it says you have humiliated, which means you have taken her virginity. So even with foreigners who are enemies of Yah, taking their daughters to be your wives, Yah is still saying to show love and respect for them, for foreigners. This is for those of you out there who talk all this stuff about goyim. You need to show some respect because even in here, the Most High says, you shall not treat her as a slave or sell her for money since you have taken her virginity. That's important. So the context of war and enemies of Yah, that's not here today. However, it's a foreigner. So you pull the principles and you can still apply the principles today. Culturally, legally, something different. Culturally, you can still apply it. All right? Okay. Now you give me Deuteronomy 22 and 11. Okay, so I broke that down. No problem. Hopefully somebody learned from that. Let's go to 22 and 11, you said? All right, let's go to 22 and verse 11. Let's see what this says. All right? All right. You shall not sow your vineyard with two kinds of seed, lest the whole yield be forfeited. The crop that you have sown and the yield of the vineyard. You shall not plow with an ox and a donkey together. You should not wear cloth of wool and linen mixed together. Now, if you go into this, click 11, you're going to see a corroborating scripture, okay, which is Vayikra, Leviticus chapter 19, verse 19. It says, you are to keep my commandment and my statutes. You shall not crossbreed two different kinds of livestock. You should not sow your fields with two kinds of seed, and you should not wear clothing made of two kinds of material. All right, let's go into see this a little further. All right, here's the key thing right here. Now, why is that important? Because culturally, linen was assigned for a particular purpose, and wool was assigned for a particular purpose. So weaving them together became culturally taboo because they serve two different purposes. Why? Because you wear the linen, the white linens, in regards to purity, purification, process, whatever. And the wool is typically used in regards to somebody who is like dressing down, right? Typically wearing it during the winter season, etc. So the text talks a lot about crossbreeding, and it was a cultural taboo to do that. And the reason for this is because the linen had a particular purpose, and so did the wool, and you were not to wear the two together. Okay? So when it says two kinds of material, it's referring to just those two things, wool and linen. So when you wear clothes, you can wear synthetic material. You can wear linen, cotton, wool, right? But wool and linen, you should not wear it intertwined if you want to keep this particular statute, which you can and which you should, right? If you're able to, because there is a significance behind it. I can go a little bit deeper in it, but I'm going to stay at the surface so I can address a couple of other questions before we go. But that's what it is. And you can still do that today. Most of the clothes I wear are not wool and linen mixed. I don't even know if I have wool and linen mixed clothing in there. Don't even know that. I don't think I do. I'm sure this hard pressed to find. Anybody got a garment that's wool and linen? Anybody? Anybody got a garment like that? Yaakov Shaul, post it again, please. I didn't see it, my brother. Please post it again. All right. Rick Stanberry, same thing to you. Just post it again, okay? I missed it, so please post it again. Anybody got a garment, a Nova garment that has linen and wool mixed? I don't think I've come across that. Exactly. Me either. I haven't seen it. Has anybody else seen that? So if not, then you have nothing to worry about. I'm sure nothing in your wardrobe is mixed fibers of wool and linen. Yes, polyester and cotton is cool. Yes, that's fine. Cotton is not wool. Okay, so that's fine. Polyester is different, right? So yes, that's fine. So you're good. So anybody else with a question, please repost it. We got a few more minutes. I'll address a couple more for y'all. And I'm going to let you get back to your holiday celebration. I know some of y'all left that eggnog warming. You want to go get it in a second. We're about to be done. Just want to make sure you drink some of this truth real quick, and then I'll let y'all go. Right? All right, Daniel chapter 9, verse 3. You want to know about the Daniel fast? All right, I'll address that real quick. All right. We got 14 more minutes, family, okay? 14 more minutes. All right. In the first year of Darius, the son of Ahasuerus, by descent a Mede, who was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans, in the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, perceived in the books the number of years that, according to the word of the Most High Power, to Jeremiah the prophet, must pass before the end of the desolations of Jerusalem, namely 70 years. Then I turned my face to the Most High Power, seeking him by prayer and pleas for mercy with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. Okay? I prayed to the Most High Power, my power, and made confession saying, O Most High, the great and awesome God who keeps covenant and steadfast love with those who love him and keep his commandments, we have sinned and done wrong and acted wickedly and rebelled, turning aside from your commandments and rules. We have not listened to your servants, the prophets, who spoke in your name, to our kings or princes or fathers, and to all the people. To you, O Lord, belongs righteousness, but to us open shame, as at this day, to the men of Judah, to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and to all Israel, those who are near and those who are far away, and all the lands to which you have driven them, because of the treachery that they have committed against you. To us, O Lord, belongs open shame, to our kings, our princes, our fathers, because we have sinned against you. To the Lord our God belong mercy and forgiveness, for we have rebelled against him and have not obeyed the voice of the Lord our God by walking in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. All Israel has transgressed your law and turned aside, refusing to obey your voice, and the curse and oath that are written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, have been poured out upon us, because we have sinned against him. He has confirmed his words, which he has spoken against us and against our rulers who ruled us, by bringing upon us a great calamity. For under the whole heaven there has not been done anything like what has been done against Jerusalem. Now, I'm gonna keep reading. This is just his prayer. But you said verse 3 in regards to his fasting, as we've heard a Daniel fast, right? How many of you have heard of a Daniel fast before? Because I haven't seen anybody doing a Daniel fast, putting sackcloth and ashes on, because that's the other part of the Daniel fast. So they're going to do it. They need to not miss that part. Okay? All right. Daniel 9:20 says, while I was speaking, praying, confessing my sin and that of my people, and presented my petition before the Lord my God concerning his holy mountain, etc., etc. There's nothing here that openly or explicitly lays out what the Daniel fast is. Meaning that some people said they fast from meat and other stuff when they do the Daniel fast. That comes from the story of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, and not eating the king's meat. Pause. Okay? So, again, that is a standard fast. You want to know what a fast is according to Yah, a true fast according to Yah? Let's see what the prophet Isaiah says on this. Okay? True and false fasting. Okay? Verse 3, why have we fasted and you see it not? Why have we humbled ourselves and you take no knowledge of it? Behold, in the day of your fast, you seek your own pleasure and oppress all your workers. Behold, you fast only to quarrel and to fight and to hit with a wicked fist. Fasting like yours this day will not make your voice to be heard on high. Is such the fast that I choose, a day for a person to humble himself? Is it to bow down his head like a reed and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Will you call this a fast? No. Verse 6. Is not this the fast that I choose? To loose the bonds of wickedness, to undo the straps of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free, and to break every yoke. Is it not to share your bread with the hungry and to bring the homeless poor into your house? When you see the naked, to cover him and not to hide yourself from your own flesh? Then shall your light break forth like the day, and your healing shall spring up speedily. Your righteousness shall go before you. The glory of the Most High shall be your rear guard. Then you shall call, and the Most High will answer. You shall cry, and he will say, here I am. If you take away the yoke from your midst, the pointing of the finger and the speaking wickedness, if you pour yourself out for the hungry and satisfy the desire of the afflicted, then shall your light rise in the darkness and your gloom be as noonday. And the Most High Power will guide you continually and satisfy your desire in scorched places and make your bones strong. And you shall be like a watered garden, like a spring of water whose waters do not fail. That is the true fast of Yah. Okay? All right. Dre too beastie, man. Stop it. I have to say it. I don't have to say it, but I say it, just for you already know. All right. All right. Yeah. Dajara Gibson, of course. Tel Aviv is extremely liberal, right? So I'm not surprised that they are practicing accepting a Christmas celebration. It's a secular holiday, right? It's not even Christian. It's a secular holiday. All right. Let's see. Hair like wool, hands, feet, gloves, boots like burned in the fire, garment red like pressed and wined. No, they're not copying Yeshua at all. Matter of fact, I read for you the historical source of that. And if you go back and read the works of, forgot the guy's name, go back and read the link that I posted. You'll see where he got the idea for Saint Nick from, and it had nothing to do with Jesus at all. It's unrelated. That's an interesting correlation, but it's unrelated. All right, it's unrelated. All right. Nazarene of the Way, yes, they did. That's why we see it first in Vayikra before we see it in Devarim. Okay. All right. Good insight. I'm gonna say good insight. I'm gonna say really good insight. Really good insight, my brother Seth. No problem. All right. So the difference is the priests did not wear wool for the most part. Their garments was made a little bit differently, better quality of what they use, because flax can also be used as well. And there was a separation because the linen was used for purification rites and stuff like that, and the wool was used during the, typically if you're wearing the wool with the skin attached to it, it's only because it's cold, and or it represents something more rudimentary or something that's more rugged because of what the wool represents, especially when the lamb is slain and his wool is shorn and his skin is even used, right? That is considered an unclean act, and linen is referring to something that deals with something that's clean or purification ritual, right, etc. Right? So you don't really mix the two things because it has two different. It symbolizes two different things. So that's why the mixture is not there. So the priests had separate garments they had to wear, but for the layman as well, it trickled down to them. And you see in Devarim, which means words plural, it has been repeated back to the layman because Vayikra is for the priests and Deuteronomy is for the layman, right? Coming back from exile, reiterating or codifying all the stuff that we get in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers. So that way it's repeated back to the layman so they understand how to keep the statute, laws, commandments in the exilic state. All right. Okay. You're showing people ask me about CMOS all the time. CMOS is clean. Very simple. All right. Let me see. Benjamin 300,000 does Leviticus 11:10, and we got 5 more minutes, family. Does Leviticus 11:10 refer to not eating seaweed as well, because living things can refer to vegetation? So Leviticus 11:10. Let's take a look. Leviticus 11:10. All right. Let me share my screen. All right. Verse 9. These you may eat of all that are in the waters, everything in the waters that has fins and scales, whether in the seas or in the rivers, you may eat. But anything in the seas or the rivers that does not have fins and scales, of the swarming creatures in the waters and of the living creatures that are in the waters, is detestable to you. You shall regard them as detestable. You shall not eat any of their flesh, and you shall detest their carcasses. Everything in the waters does not have fins and scales is detestable to you. This has nothing to do with sea vegetation at all, right? All the words there is referring to animals that are fish and other animals like lobster, crab, shrimp, etc., mollusks, right, etc., that were in the region. So a good way to learn this is to examine Israel, okay, and look in the Mediterranean Sea that borders the coastal plains. Look into the Jordan River. right? And if you look at these things, right, the Sea of Galilee, the various seas that they have there, look to see what animals are in these waters today, right? Look to see what animals in these waters today, and categorize and parse out and categorize all the ones that have fins and scales and the ones that don't. It's actually a good article written on that too. If you're interested in it, let me know. But it has nothing to do with sea vegetation, has nothing to do with seaweed, right? It's not referring to seaweed or Irish moss or anything like that. All right. So hopefully that answers that question. Okay. All right. All right. Last question. No problem, y'all. What about mushrooms? Clean or unclean? Now, that's totally up to you. As far as me, I don't like mushrooms to eat it. However, I do use mushrooms in supplement form because they have a lot of, they're an adjuvant. They have immune modulation capabilities when you consume it. All right. So I use it for supplemental purposes in order to immune modulate my immune system, immunomodulation of my immune system. They're very great for that. Lion's mane is also good for memory. Okay. And reishi mushroom is good for cancer and other things like that as well. It's excellent good. Now, is it clean or unclean? The text doesn't use the word for mushroom, so it's not there. Okay. So I can't explicitly tell you that mushrooms are good or bad. The text does not talk about it, right? Principally, it does not address it either, right? So it's kind of like one of those gray areas. So it's up to you to form your own halakha to define whether this is clean or unclean to you, okay? Form your own halakha based on what you read in the text, and you formulate your own understanding of that. For me, it's not mentioned, so therefore it's a gray area. So I use it for medicinal purposes, culinary purposes. I don't eat mushrooms. I do not like it at all, right? However, I do use it in supplement form for health reasons, right? So that's my position on that. All right. All right. You don't know how he got COVID. First, you see Santa Claus out there working for the Salvation Army, swinging that bell, and then all of a sudden, once it hits nighttime, he go loading up his package of gifts, jumping on a sled, pulled by 12 reindeer, and he's landing on top of houses, jumping down the chimney, and he's eating cookies and milk. Now, people probably sneezing, coughing, right? Grabbing that milk, putting that milk there with those cookies over the cookies. So he's grabbing the milk, more than likely he has gloves on, right? So at least he has gloves on. Santa, I'm sure he ain't gonna wear a mask, all right? And he's eating those cookies, coming into an environment, don't know what's flowing out and aerosolized in the air and handling it in and bringing COVID everywhere. Is he gonna take gifts? He gonna wipe his nose and all that and go take some gifts and put it on your tree? Y'all giving your kids COVID, man. Y'all letting Santa Claus come and give these kids COVID. Please stop that. And if not, y'all taking your kids to go sit on this man's lap. Y'all don't know this man from a hole in the wall, but you're going to take your kids and sit them on this grown man lap? What is that teaching your kids? That a grown man who's a pedophile can dress up as Santa Claus and he can entice your kids to sit on his lap? I'm just saying. Anyway, with that being said, yes, the LT1 runner turkey is clean, my brother. Yes, it is. Benjamin, no problem. Email me, kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. Salute, and I got you, King. Facts, Kwaku. You already know, my brother. You already know. Anytime, Sister Karima, I got you. All right. Shout out to JSBS from the UK. We will be in the UK next year. London. We're going to touch down. Toronto. We'll be touching down. Those are the first two international cities we'll be touching down in next year, y'all willing. Second half of next year, y'all willing, we'll be in both cities. Before then, we're going to be in other states. We're going to be in Houston. We're going to be in Ohio. We're going to be in the Midwest. We're going to be in Chicago, Detroit. We're going to be in Sacktown, right? We're going to be several other cities. We're going to set up chapters, and we're doing lectures in various cities, and we're doing events in different cities. So we got events, lectures, and chapter launches. Next year is going to be a wild ride. So we want y'all to come and get strapped in, right? And get all aboard this train that's called KHM. Putting in that work. All praise to the Most High. All right? Yashawn Israel said, best study material on Logos. I agree. And if you're part of the Patreon, You can get a paid version of Logos at no additional cost, and a paid version of Accordance at no additional cost, and I pay and add books to it constantly. I reinvest everything that we collect from our Patreon. Nothing goes to waste. All praise to the Most High. Shout out to Detroit, Benjamin. Hopefully, I'm going to see you in Detroit when we touch down in Detroit, my brother. Looking forward to seeing you and you too, JSBS, in the UK. All right. What kind of mushrooms help fight cancer? Reishi mushroom is probably the best medicinal mushroom in regards to cancer because it boosts your T cell count, right? And the communication, which we call cytokines and chemokines between cells and white blood cells and other white blood cells. So that way your body can control it because you have natural killer cells and you have cytotoxic T cells that both are designed to take out cancer. What happens is people who have cancer, their immune system is depleted. And when it's depleted, those two cells, specialized cells, are not as active, or there's not enough of them to keep the tumor cells at bay or the malformed cells at bay. All right. So hopefully it helps. Matter of fact, I did a whole lecture on cancer, my brother. Let me put that here. And I mentioned that mushroom as well. Let me grab it real quick. Hold on. Let me drop that in the chat. Did a whole lecture on cancer. Here we go. Right there. Go ahead and check it out, okay? All right. Okay, family, with that being said, I love y'all. I'm going to try to go live midweek next week and then go live again before the 31st, which is our normal Freestyle Friday. I think it's the 31st. So I'll be live next Friday, and I'm going to try to go live again possibly next Wednesday. All right? Next Wednesday and next Friday, I'm going to try to go live again. And that way I can try to give you as much as we can before we end out this Gregorian calendar year. I was trying to be very careful when I said that. Right? We're going to end out this Gregorian calendar year because y'all's calendar is awaiting until we get to our new year, which begins. Oh, and don't forget, next week, we're going to go in on New Year's again. The worship of Janus. All right? The Greco-Roman god Janus. We're going to bang on Janus like we do every year. Okay? Because that's another thing that you're celebrate unbeknownst to you when the new year comes in. All right. And if you want a head start on that, we have a whole playlist called Deconstructing the Holidays. Click on it, watch all those videos, and we go thoroughly into all of these so-called holidays. All right. All right. Now, before we go, family, let me show you the Patreon. Okay. You must join the Patreon. If all these questions you have, almost everything y'all are asking me are answered on the Patreon. I got tons of videos that I made. I have books and articles, Bible study software, language course. I got everything on there. Everything on there. I have an audio Bible, right? That is acted out by Black actors and actresses on there, right? I got the whole Torah up on that, okay? We have, what else do I have on there? I have the calendar that you get on here. Our mixtape you can get on there. Articles. We have a Syriac course on there, biblical Hebrew, biblical Greek on there. All of that is on there, family. We have content, posts, everything, right? Let me show you real quick what we have cooking right now on the Patreon. Those who are signed up, I salute you. Thank you for your support. I know I get nothing but compliments all the time about how great y'all say this Patreon is. And I'm going to continue to do this. The only thing that's missing from it is more of my custom content that I have to put up, that I've recorded, that I need to get edited, and I need to put up for y'all. All right. Also, we're looking for a video editor, a professional video editor. Right. We have money. We have a budget aside to pay you or somebody you know who is a professional video editor to edit some videos for us. All right. Because it's a particular idea that I have that I want to look. I can only do but so much because that's not my particular trade. However, I'm willing to pay somebody to assist with these projects. So if you anybody know who is a video editor, not just a videographer, that will help as well if they have that background. But somebody's a video editor, let them know that we have thousands of dollars reserved to pay them for their service. All right. So please get the word out, family, and help us out. But let me show you some of the things that we have on the Patreon currently that will be helpful to y'all. All right. And again, when I come back midweek and next week, this challenge will still be up. All right. So make sure you'll tell somebody. Yes, reishi mushroom is what I said. You're absolutely right, Fee Butterfly. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Stacks, you said you got somebody? Word? Wait, they want to come on right now, Stacks? Hey, look, this is for Stacks only. I'm going to give it 11 minutes to see if this person is serious about coming on. Here you go right here, Stacks. Give them that link right there. All right, give them that link. Give them that link. Give them that link. All right, here it is right here, $1,000. My brother John and Dorsey, I posted a link in the chat that you can click for my lecture on cancer. Right, the link is in the chat. All right, just scroll up, my brother, and you'll see it. All right. Shout out to Mother Query in the building. I love my elders, man. My elders love me, and I love them for bearing with me because I could be a handful. I appreciate my elders, man. Thank y'all for keeping me on track, for praying for me, for encouraging me, everything, man. I love the elders that are connected to KHM, man. They are awesome, and I appreciate them, all right? Shout out to Stephen Williams. I see you, King. So look, the link is there. Let's see. We got 8 more minutes, all right? 8 more minutes. See if you can bring them in here and see if they can get this $1,000, man, all right? Matter of fact, let them know I'll give them a free $50 just for coming on the show. I'll just give them $50 just for coming on the show, right? Just give them free money. Just come on the show, all right? Okay. Fee Butterfly, nope. You don't need to be, sis. Not at all. Just email us. Let us know you're interested. We'll get you in contact with the members of our organization that are helping to run these programs. And you can see what all the requirements are. But we're looking for a lot more doulas and midwifery. I would say, I don't know if you want to say midwifery professionals or whatever. And no, you don't have to be an RN, right? You don't have to have any medical degree or license. You could be somebody who have experience in it, or you could be new to it. If you're new to it, we're going to put you on to it in our trade program, right? So if you're interested in it, just let us know, email us, and we'll get you in touch with the members of the organization that's helping to put this program together. Thank you so much for showcasing that interest, sis. I appreciate that, all right? Oh, the Patreon link is broken? Oh, man. Hold on. It's also showing up on the bottom of the screen as well. There's a link to make it easier for y'all. If you want to join the Patreon, click that link right now, smash it, sign up, or you can look here down below and you'll see it scrolling across as well. All right. All right. So stats, man, we got 8 minutes. We got 8 minutes left, my brother. 8 minutes. There we go. We got 8 minutes. 8 minutes. There you go. Anytime, sis. Anytime. Not this time, my brother. Not this time. Not this time. If I had it, I would give it to all of y'all because I love everybody in this chat. All of y'all. Even when y'all disagree with me, I still love y'all because I learned from that. All right. I truly love everybody in this chat and I appreciate y'all. And if y'all need anything from me or us as a ministry, email us at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. We do our best to help as many people as we can. We're not perfect. We can't help everybody, but we do a good job with the majority of people that we're able to assist. All right. And I'm happy that y'all have seen me fit to lead the charge in this realm so I can initiate the edification and the healing of our people. It's definitely a blessing. And it's a challenge, man. It's time consuming. It's exhausting. But you know what? Y'all continues to reward me with it. And every time I do it, I learn more about him through it. Okay. Mother Query. Vitamins. So you want multivitamin suggestion? If you want anything more than that, just email naturopathyeden@gmail.com. Mother Query. You can reach out to Megan or Zoka, and they can assist you with that as well, Mother. Okay. Oh, my bad, Stacks. Man, you got me excited. I thought I was about to lose $1,000 tonight. Nah, but if you got Stacks, if you do have a video editor, he ain't got to be an Israelite, right? I just need somebody that's good with the craft, right? Have them email me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. All right? Cece, that's why, sis, y'all need to get these letters ASAP before January hits. You still got a week, and we can still do these letters for you, help you out with these religious exemption forms and all of that. Before when January hits, remember Biden said it's going to be a dark winter, a very dark winter, y'all ain't got no idea. When January hits, y'all all jolly and happy because of the holidays, y'all gonna get hit with something crazy next year. Y'all need to get all this stuff out the way right now before January hit. When January hits, it's a rizzle. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So let's prepare. This is why I keep preaching autonomy. Feed yourself, clothe yourself, pick up a trade or skill set, all right? Start a business, work with somebody else that has a small business, right? Find side hustles, legal side hustles if you can. If you need help to know what is a legal side hustle that can give me passive income, email me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com or join one of our programs where you can work as a consultant and make some money on the side. You can even turn it into a full-time job if you want. It's totally up to you how much you want to work it, because we're looking for consultants for our Natural Path to Eden health consultation service and our Jubilee Manumission debt elimination credit repair program. All right. Facts, my brother, facts. You know, sometimes we get a trolls that come here and there and they get a little mad and perturbed when money is given for the sake of creating services and programs and resources available. I don't know, but in their mind, they want everybody to do everything for free, but yet they're not willing to do nothing for free themselves. But neither here nor there. Oh yeah, the darkness is coming. That's what your president said. Some of y'all voted for him. That's what he said. He said it's going to be a dark, very dark winter. So I hope y'all buckled in and getting ready for this ride, especially those of you in those liberal states. I feel even bad for y'all. All right. No problem, Mother Query. I see you. I see you, Mother. I see you. All right. So Benjamin 300,000 me answer this last question for you. The text does not say how often to wear the fringes, but it tells us to wear it. Okay. So I would say, because it's not explicit on how much to wear it, but you should wear it, I would say wear it frequently. Wear it as frequently as possible. You don't have to wear it every day. You ain't got to get fringed up underwear. I know some super brews that got fringed up underwear. Now, I never seen them, obviously, but they tell me, oh, I'm fringed all the way down to the underwear. I'm like, whoa, TMI, bro. I ain't got to know all of that. Save that for your lady. But they be talking about being fringed up all the way on there. I'm like, what? Oh, my pajamas got fringes on them. Oh, okay. Okay, you about to forget these statute laws commandments in your dreams? Okay, maybe. Yeah, my sheets got fringes on them. Right. Okay. Where the super brews at, man? Where y'all at? Come on, y'all. Where y'all at? Where the super brews at, man? They be telling me that. I'm fringe all the way down to the socks. I'm like, yo, your socks are fringe too? What? Your socks are... Yeah, man, look, I even drew fringes on my car. And your car got fringes, bro? Wow. Yo, I'm telling you, man. They fringe down. You cannot tell a super brew nothing, man. But you know what? I admire that. If that's what's going to keep him on the straight and narrow, do you, King. But don't try to bring it up and no debate with me, because it ain't going to work. So to you, my brother, I'm just saying to you, wear it frequently, but you do not have to wear it every day. Unless before you go to bed at night, you think that you're about to break some statute of law commandments in your dreams. Some of y'all probably do. I don't know. Just saying. Some of y'all may need that to look at it right before you go to bed. Look at your boxes and be like, oh, okay, I got to remember these statute of laws commandments before I go to sleep. Go to sleep. I don't know. All right, anyway. Thank you for watching, family. I appreciate y'all, man. Hopefully you had a good time. Shout out to my brother Being Wise. I see you, King. I appreciate y'all for that, man. And again, man, don't let these super brews get y'all caught up out there, man. They're gonna be overly righteous and get y'all really caught up out there. Yo, I seen the dog fringes too, man. When I was in New York, I met an Israelite. His dogs had fringes on him too. Like he was walking a pit bull with fringes on him. And then his man's had a poodle with fringes on it. I'm like, yo, your poodle got fringes. It was a miniature poodle. It wasn't those big poodles. It's a small little teacup poodle. Like, you got fringes on it? All right. Gotcha. Thank you, Slow Flow. It is bedtime. Let's go to bed on that note, family. Thank you for watching. Again, if you know anybody that want to take up this $1,000 challenge, all right, tell them to tune in Tell them to subscribe to this channel. They'll see when we go live, and they can get a chance to win $1,000, and we'll give them a good $50 just for participating to make it worth their while. Okay? So it shouldn't be about the money. It should be about truth, but the money is used as a means to bring them in as bait and switch so they can come and have this conversation and see if they can truly defend this, because they've been banging on us all these years for being Israelites and not keeping Christmas. But when the time comes for them to back up what they say and win money on top of that, nobody's answering the phone. But the challenge goes all the way up to September, so to December 31st. So they got another week now to get this money. All right. Okay. All right, family. So much love to y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love y'all. Thank you for all your support, family, and all your patronage. We appreciate that. So we will be live again next week. Join us next week for another fulfilling Freestyle Friday and midweek live stream. Also follow us on Clubhouse. We're getting busy on Clubhouse next week. I got 1 or 2 sessions that I'm going to do next week on Clubhouse, and I join sessions all the time on Clubhouse. So you can find me at DivineProspect on Clubhouse. Please join Clubhouse. Follow us there, because that's another place that I put in a lot of work all the time. I can only record the KHM sessions that I initiate, but I join a whole bunch of other groups that I get pinged in and join in. So please, if you don't have Clubhouse, download the app now. Follow me at DivineProspect, because a lot of the stuff that I teach, the engagements that I have, all takes place on there as well. All right. Love you, family. Get some rest. And to those of you who are celebrating Christmas, get back to those kids and those presents. All right. And I'll see you guys again next week. Peace and shalom.